I be rolling with the squad, we be going so hard like whoa. You know what it is, and we always get it in, whoa.
And it's the 76ers coming in from out of town in this one, an interconference game today. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports fans. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, alongside Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. And a quick look here before we tip off at the State Farm starting lineups. One of the guys we're watching out for today, Andrew Bynum.
You know, Kevin, it seems like so long ago that Bynum came into this league as a skinny 17-year-old kid, just so raw. But now he's become one of the most imposing figures in the entire league.
And as they look to run more pick and rolls, Bynum's certainly able to take advantage of his size and strength, specifically setting those screens and then rolling to the basket in front of the rim.
And it's the Warriors to start out. Curry dishes to Lee. Feeds to Barnes. Releases from 15. And Andrew Bynum pulls it down. Holiday with it.
Well, there's never been any question about the potential of Andrew Bynum. Got great skills down on the block, can block shots at the defensive end of the floor. The question mark really is his health. He's had to battle knee injuries throughout his career.
Now here's Barnes after the miss from Evan Turner. It's blocked. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Going back to Bynum, even playing Clark less than full strength, he can really impact the game.
Yeah, an effective shot blocker and post defender, Kevin, with excellent touch inside. His size helps him be a huge factor at both ends.
Here's Lee. That is good.
That was a nice finish to an excellent possession.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Now let's send it down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Mark Jackson.
They'll be facing one of the towering post presences of the game in Andrew Bynum. Coach said, you know he's getting so much more aggressive looking for his shot inside. He can finish right over the top of you. As with any big guy like him, it starts with getting a low base and trying to keep him out as far as you can. Then offensively, you've got to be ready to drop it off when he rotates to block the shot. Guys, we'll see if they can make the right adjustments.
All right, Doris, thank you very much.
5 shots and 1 make. That's stumbling out of the gate, folks.
Kicks it out to Richardson. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
The 76ers were the 8th seed in the playoffs, and even though they upset the Bulls in the first round, it wasn't really considered a shocker as the Bulls were playing without Derrick Rose.
Holiday with it. It's Richardson on the wing, beyond the arc, and that one's good. Richardson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. But not to take anything away from the 76ers, they earned that win and showed they can make some noise in the playoffs, and we saw the kind of trouble they gave Boston in that second round.
Yeah, that series went 7 games, so you know that victory over Chicago was no fluke. The Sixers were a tough out. Great defensive team, quick, young, athletic, and they've got a bright future, guys.
Here's Holiday. The Warriors making the shot. On the wing, Jason Richardson puts it up. And it's Bynum with the jam. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Curry passes to Thompson. Pass to Lee. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Kicks it to Barnes. Drains the 19-footer. Barnes has got his first points of the night.
Doug Collins, such a great coach, really has changed the foundation here in Philadelphia and also worked in the broadcasting business for many, many years. But that coaching bug has always been inside of him. Nice to see him go back to Philadelphia, the team that he played for in his career.
Now here's Turner. Goes up low. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second phone. Different look here for the Warriors. Andres Biedrins, he's checked in for Bogut. Landry comes in for Lee. Landon Rush, he's checked in for Barnes. And Jared Jack has subbed in for Steph Curry. 1:19 left to play in the first quarter. And Coach Collins always prepared in the commentary booth and certainly very detail-minded as a head coach. It shows there's been very little separation. Having worked with him for 7 years as a broadcaster, I can tell you the same attention to detail was there on the air as it is on the sideline.
Yeah, no question. He's a demanding guy no matter what the forum is. He sweats out the details, and sometimes coaches like that can wear out their welcome with players, and I think that's the big question with Doug. He's so intense. How long can he stay positive and stay comfortable in his role? He's kind of burned himself out in the past a few times, but I think as he's gotten older, he's mellowed some. He seems to be really enjoying himself in Philadelphia, and I hope that he can have a long run here.
So it's the Warriors now. 76ers getting the bucket. And it's Thompson that time on the assist by Landry.
They continue to barrel their way inside, and when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, partner. I mean, that's 8 points out of their last 10 coming inside.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Allen, and the rebound goes to the Warriors. Outside Jack with the lead pass. Here's Thompson. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. And here's Holiday. Here's Young. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday.
That's grace over power, guys. That finger roll gets him 2 points. Impressive stuff.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. The Warriors on top. They lead by 1. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
It's been beautiful basketball to watch, guys. Really sharing and moving the ball, and as a result, they've got a great flow going.
Hand in glove, 5 guys working as one. The power of the fist, we call it. They've racked up a bunch of assists.
So on the floor for Philadelphia, Royal Ivy is out there with Nick Young. Then there's Lavoy Allen. Then it's Young, and it's Turner in at the 3 spot. 6 on the shot clock. The kick out to Young. And again, it's Philadelphia.
Well, he's one player who can get hot in a big hurry. It's like he has an on-off switch, and once it gets flipped on, he's tough to stop.
And Steve, just like you, when you shot, you had a favorite spot on the floor when you played. His favorite spot seems to be that 3 from the corner.
Yeah.
And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Kevin, the 76ers are a young, athletic team, but they lack those really elite scorers on their roster. Coach Doug Collins admitted, we're not a great half-court team. As much as I like to work on our offense and try to help us, we're just not a great half-court team. We don't have a great post presence. When we're good is when we can get out into the open floor and up and down in transition. Kevin, after 4 years of being in the top 3 in fast break points, the Sixers fell to 12th last season. They're looking to renew their commitment to scoring in the open floor.
Well, they've certainly got the personnel to get out and run. Thanks. And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. And the Warriors with some changes. Andrew Bogut checked in for Landry. Barnes comes in for Brandon Rush. And it's Klay Thompson in for Steph Curry. Here's Holiday. Still looking to get on the scoreboard.
Like a lot of teams that struggle in the NBA, Kevin, the Warriors just could not close out games in the 4th quarter. And that's a fairly common theme among teams that aren't near the top of the standings. There's so much talent in the NBA, but the best teams really clamp down in the last 5 minutes, and they know how to win.
Here's Jack after the made shot from Andrew Bynum. He feeds it to Thompson. Here's the 3. Cannot hit. And it's Philadelphia the other way. Well, back to the Warriors. A lot of games ended with tough losses at the end of the 4th, but you could have expected that from such a young team.
Well, a team with a lot of rookies, Kevin, playing heavy minutes, and the first-year head coach and Mark Jackson as well. Not surprising that they played close games and came up short in a number of them.
Now here's Barnes. Andrew Bynum unable to get his shot to go. Barnes with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Jack against Holiday. And finished off by Bogut.
Pretty significant lapse there on the defensive end, guys.
Yeah, those are the ones, you just can't allow that.
No, if you're giving up dunks and layups defensively, you're in huge trouble.
The 76ers trailed by 3. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. He took good advantage of that screen.
And for Coach Mark Jackson, a lot of big talk last season coming in. Predicted that his club would make the playoffs. And I thought that was a mistake because the Warriors just didn't have enough talent to make that happen. You never want to overpromise and underdeliver.
The 76ers have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Here's Young, and no good. Had a chance to take the lead. And talk about the confidence for Mark Jackson. You know, Steve, some would say overconfidence. Is that a good thing for a coach?
I think your players have to believe in you if you're a coach, Kevin. So I think confidence is a good thing. And I thought Mark Jackson last year really kept his team playing hard through a difficult stretch when they had so many injuries at the end of the season. So seems to me like the confidence and the approach and the balance that Jackson brought to the job bodes well for his future and that of the team.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
You know, with the home court advantage of the Oracle crowd, the Warriors are usually a tough team to play at home. But last season, didn't quite match that level that had been set in years past. And I think part of that was the injuries that they suffered. Steph Curry was out for much of the season, and that really hurt the team.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Andres Biedrins is checked in for Bogut. Landry comes in for Lee. Brandon Rush is checked in for Barnes. And Steph Curry is subbed in for Jarrett Jack. Now here's Curry. Here's Thompson. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Thompson's got his second bucket of the game to go. He had 12 and 21 record for the Warriors at home. And, you know, the crowd was still there for him, which was so terrific. But the injuries just too much, Clark, as we saw as the season went on, to overcome.
Exactly, Kevin. They did shake things up, though, and brought in a center in Bogut who can change their fortune. So if he can stay healthy and they can stay healthy this season, we should hear the Oracle Arena rocking once again. Well, it always rocks. It might be rocking more if those guys can stay healthy.
True. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Guys, what an impressive start to the career for Warriors shooting guard Klay Thompson. Coach Mark Jackson said everything about him says winning. He takes tremendous pride, not just in his shooting, but in his entire game. He's a big-time competitor, an underrated defender, an underrated passer. It's scary to think just how good he's going to be. Guys, the Warriors are thrilled with their pickup.
Sounds like he made a big impression. Thanks, Doris. Here's Ivy. Young, a screen on Thompson. Richardson kicks to Young. Over Thompson. Can't sink it off the spin to the middle.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
And we're through 2 here and a good one. Warriors lead by 2. The Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce is coming up next. Then it'll be on to the third quarter. We'll see you then.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Glad you're spending Saturday night with us. Let's check out what's happened so far. Out in Oakland, the Warriors are ahead against the 76ers. And nice teamwork offensively, moving the ball around. What a great way to play. Klay Thompson has been productive. He has 6 points and has also grabbed a couple rebounds. And for the 76ers, also a strong start. They're putting on a clinic offensively, and they're really starting to click. The top scorer, Jason Richardson, his shooting percentage is right at the 60 mark. He is feeling it tonight. And that's all we have for you here in the studio. Now let's send it on back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke for the second half of play.
A view of the Bay Bridge spanning from San Francisco over to the East Bay and Oakland. You got to like what Jason Richardson has done in this game.
Now, it's been nothing but positive for this team. The way he's been certainly selective with his shot making. Been very unselfish. I think this has been an efficient performance for him.
I agree with you, Steve. Very few questionable decisions, if any, from him, as he has always looked for the best shot every trip down the floor. I mean, I like the fact that he's judicious in his approach.
Barnes and Lee, they make up the forwards. Steph Curry and Thompson manning the backcourt. And it's Bogut, and at the center, filling out the middle. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
Well, guys, I think the big question with Andrew Bogut is, can he stay healthy? When he's been able to play, he's been very productive. He can pass, he can score down on the low block, but he just hasn't been able to consistently string healthy seasons together.
Free throw, good, Bogut. And now Bogut getting a fresh start with the new team. He's hoping to, Clark, put those injuries behind him.
Yeah, and if he can stay healthy, Kevin, I think he can be a dominant player. He passes it well, he can block shots, he rebounds effectively, he can score. The issue is just his health. If he's healthy, he'll be a factor.
And Bogut drops them both.
Well, Kevin, I love big men who are equally adept at blocking shots and taking charges. There's a level of sophistication defensively there that's really impressive for Bogut. He's able to read things and anticipate what's happening before anybody else can.
And offensively, still coming around after that elbow injury, but he contributes there too on post-ups or cleaning up after offensive rebounds, and he's a deceptive passer as well.
Now here's Curry. Andrew Bynum unable to get his shot to go. Curry dishes to Barnes. He dishes it to Lee. That's good. Lee's got 6. And the 76ers call time here.
As the Sixers have kind of turned things around here recently, you have to make a connection between them becoming a better defensive team and also who their leader is on the sideline, and that's Doug Collins, one of the best.
Here's Holiday. Back to what he said about the 76ers and the defense. As they've improved in the standings, it has been all about their defense. Steve, I think for the majority of the season, they were allowing the least points a game of any team in the league.
Well, they established an identity, and that's what every team needs to do. You've got to play to your talents. That's what Doug Collins put together there in Philadelphia. They made a lot of steals. They got out in transition, but a tough, quick, defensive-minded team.
Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Warriors leading by 4. Now here's Curry. Passes it to Thompson. The dish to Lee. Gives him the lead pass. Bogut. And he slams it in one-handed.
This is Kevin Harlan, reached up high and brought it down hard.
Well, that's how you do the dunk, that's for darn sure.
And that's how you commentate it.
You guys are crazy.
And the jam by Stephen Curry.
Sweet finish there, showing you some major strength and the ability to sky.
Oh, he rode that elevator right to the top floor.
Explosive hops. I'll tell you what, he can really catch you off guard.
Now here's Bynum. He has 6. And Holiday kicks to Richardson. Holiday, pocket 4. The outside leaner. The Warriors pull it in. Curry's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
A very rough quarter for him, as not much is falling right now.
Lifts up. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good.
Well, for Stephen Curry, ankle troubles were a major problem for him last season. He'd actually undergone surgery to repair his right ankle going into the year, but started off the season spraining it 3 times in a 2-week period.
We've seen some great shooting from him today. They've got to lean on him a little bit more.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. And again, going back to Curry, apparently because of the way he runs, he's a little more prone, they say, Clark, to ankle sprains.
Yeah, biomechanically he had some issues with his feet, so he had to change the shoes he wears and how he's taped and did everything possible to address the issue, and it's just a matter of time if they found the right solution.
Different look here for the Warriors. Andres Biedrins, he's checked in for Bogut. Landry comes in for Lee. Landon Rush is checked in for Barnes. And Jared Jack is subbed in for Klay Thompson. And then for Philadelphia, Lavoy Allen's checked in for Bynum. Young comes in for Spencer Hawes. And Nick Young is subbed in for Jason Richardson. Now here is Jack, looking for his first bucket of the game. Nice shot from the wing. And the Warriors lead by 7. The 76ers have gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8.
Boy, how about that scene a year ago when the Warriors decided to retire Chris Mullin's number, and the team owner, was actually presenting Mullen. He was booed during the ceremony. Very ugly scene and very disappointing from the fans, but you have to understand their frustration too. This is a team that has made the playoffs only once in the last couple of decades.
Great pick, and that gave him enough space to get to the hoop and finish.
And there's the feed to Young. He passes to Young. He's against Landry. The jump hook. And again, it's Philadelphia. Back to that moment you brought up, Steve. It was a tough scene to watch, and really it just seemed like an opportunity for the fans, I think, Clark, to vent more than anything else.
And Kevin, vent they did. But if you're a fan base that has gone through what they have over the past 4 decades, you can empathize with that built-up frustration. Still, it was an unfortunate thing to have happen on what should have been Chris Mullin's night.
Right side, Landry. The pass to Rush. Back to Landry. Over Young. Outside for Curry. There's the 3. No luck. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Warriors ahead. They lead by 5. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the 4th quarter gets underway. As the 4th quarter gets rolling here, let's check out our Sprite Uncontainable Game. Let's go to Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Thanks, Kevin. And it's the Warriors with the Uncontainable Game Award for the offensive stretch they put together. A big run by them in the 3rd quarter is the difference right now as they've opened up this game. Guys, 1 quarter left to play, but they look to be in complete control.
All right, Doris, thanks. And the run Doris mentioned, guys, that was really a huge game changer here.
No question, Kevin. Probably the pivotal moment in the game so far, and I thought that really set the tone.
You know, one of the things that was interesting to me is you could see the body language of both teams change at that point. Obviously in different directions. Confident and assured on one side and a bit of chin in your chest on the other side.
Our 4th quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. Taking a look at the 76ers. Richardson out there with Young. Then there's Royal Ivy. Then there's Andrew Bynum. And it's Young in at the shooting guard.
Just like most of the teams in the East, the 76ers didn't have an easy time of things when they faced Western Conference opponents. Just 7-11 against the Western Conference last year.
It's stolen by Bogut. And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession.
A nice play to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
I tell you what, guys, if he gets there a fraction earlier, that's a steal.
Steph Curry's checked in for the Warriors. Lavoy Allen's checked in for Philadelphia. Young comes in for Jason Richardson. Warriors leading by 8. Right side Curry. Bogut. Lee left side. Allen with the rebound. And you look at when those losses came, it was a part of the problem for Philadelphia as they lost their lead in the Atlantic last year. They lost a lot of games late, and they had a real difficult home schedule, Steve, as you might recall, in February. One good team after another marching into Philly.
Yeah, after that quick start, they really faded down the stretch, but they were able to follow that up with a good playoff run. So a roller coaster ride for Doug Collins and his club.
And that one's good, Barnes.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside.
Yeah, really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there.
And the 76ers call time here.
You know, the Warriors would have loved to have made the playoffs last year, but after hanging around in the playoff chase for a good part of the season, basically decided to pack it in and get ready to rebuild for next year, and I think that's the right move.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Doug Collins as he addressed his team. He got after them and told them to turn up the intensity, saying, "We've put ourselves in the corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Show me what you have. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys."
Yet the Warriors had a lot of ground to make up when they made the decision to start playing those rookies. Still, would have been nice for the fans to be able to get the Oracle Arena rocking once again. Still the great fans out there, Steve, but they're obviously looking to the future.
Well, that's one of the reasons they made the big trade with Monte Ellis going to Milwaukee for Andrew Bogut. They're trying to improve their defense. They're trying to get bigger and stronger. They've got an unbelievable fan base in the Bay Area, and I think they're amassing some good talent. I think the future is bright for Golden State. What you love about Thaddeus Young out of Georgia Tech is the small ball 4 position that he plays. He's so quick and active that he's a nightmare for opposing power forwards to cover. But he's long enough to defend bigger players at the other end of the floor.
And Thaddeus Young, great in transition and able to drive and finish at the rim.
Yeah, I really like his improvement and how he's developed as a player. He's tough for most big men to stay in front of. He's got the nice left-handed stroke, which I think keeps guys off balance a bit. And he really brings high energy and scoring punch off the bench.
Well, the one thing about Philadelphia last year, guys, was they didn't have a star. So they really had more of an ensemble cast where 4 or 5 different players could beat you on any one given night. And that can be a problem, though, when the game slows down. And Philly found that out later on in the season when they kind of ran out of energy.
Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Warriors leading by 11. Jack passes to Curry. Lee kicks to Jack. Bogut sets a screen for Jack. Clock at 6. Over Young. No good from Jack. Back to what you said, Steve. It's these tough stretches where players go cold and things don't go your way. Clark, that's when Philly needed a star to lean on.
And that's what seems to be the difference between the top teams and just the really good teams, Kevin. Having that go-to guy. And it doesn't have to be production. That's a big part of it. But leadership is really an aspect of that go-to guy as well, to be able to weather the storms when things aren't going as smoothly as you like. I think Philly still needs to be able to identify somebody to fill that role for him.
Here's Holiday, following the score by Golden State. Barnes grabs the miss.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
And yes, sir, that one drops. Barnes has got 4 points this quarter.
That's the way to work the ball in close to the hoop, guys.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Hawes, no luck.
And this is why they have the big lead. The rebounding has been dominant.
You know, guys, the +8 rebounding, I don't think it tells the whole story. I mean, they've been the more physical team from the outset. That's been the difference, their physicality. They've stepped up their three-point shooting game in the second half. They're letting it fly out there with reckless abandon.
Now they're feeling confident, and they're in a good flow offensively, so why not just keep firing from out there?
Good!
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick 3 of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
Warriors leading by 15. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Young against Jack. Dishes it to Bogut. Rebound by the 76ers.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Puts one up from 19. Shot is no good. Curry with the defensive effort. Here's Golden State. They're on a 15-5 run here. Bogut dishes to Barnes. Back to Bogut. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And the Warriors lead by 17.
Well, the outcome is not in question now. They've got it all wrapped up.
Agreed. I mean, they're just looking to simply run the clock out now.
They get it again. The shot by Turner, no good.
You see the defenders get out of his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the bucket, but not that time.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Outside Curry. The three. Can't hit. Now Holiday. Back to Young. From deep three-point range, Barnes grabs the miss. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Steph Curry.